Hello, lads and ladies, and welcome back to the channel. I hope we're all well. Can you see me? Can you hear me? All right, guys, let us know in the chat down below. We'll come to the chat. Now, we have got a different kind of show tonight. Again, loads of games to go through. We've got the league table to go through. Again, we've got so much to go through. You know, loads of teams going through transition period at the moment. Loads of teams, you know, struggling. Loads of teams doing really well. For example, Bolton Wanderers at the moment are doing very well. Last 6 games, they've won 5, drawn 1. They've got 16 points. Previous to that, they had 16 points in 17 games. So a lot of stuff's happening in League One right now. We're going to get into it in this stream. And also, by the way, give the stream a like. That'll help me no end, as well as I'll come to your comments. Keep the questions flowing in, by the way, guys, because we will come to them at the end as well. All matches. Hello, Tyler Dodd. How are you, my mate? Are you just Fleetwood? Hope you're well. What mic do you use for your videos? Now, I used to use a Chemfec. I don't anymore. I use Rode Wireless Go now. So it's a very good microphone. Obviously, wireless as well. You can use it with different cameras, your phone. It's really, really good. But you've got to have all like the different equipment for it. You've got to have like an adapter for it. And I bought it at the start of the season. It was a little bit cheaper when I got it. It has gone back up since. I am thinking to buy another one at the end of the season. Then I've got 2 because when you're interviewing, it's kind of be nice if both of us had a microphone when interviewing. So yeah. Tony O'Leary, exactly, great point for the COD yesterday. And Sunderland are on one of those teams that are not on the greatest of run at the moment. I hope you're all right, mate. Bournemouth fan here, love your channel. What's your opinion on us? Up the James Hill. Thanks for your comment, mate. Play James Hill and you'll win the Champions League. You'll be fine. Rotherham United, top of the league. We'll come to that. Now, also, guys, get liking. By the way, we have 15 subscribers now since I updated this. Away from 8,000. 15 away. So if you could help us out, any means, that'd be great. So the plan for today. Now, normally what we do, we'll go game by game order. We're going to go team by team order. We're going to talk about a team for maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes about the last week, the form so far this season. A debrief on the season. I think I want to do a couple of these shows a year where we have a look at the old team instead of just the game, what happened in the game, because we do that every week. I thought, let's have a look. What's their last week been? It's 2 games. So it's a good chance to assess a week when you do that. So we will do every team. Don't worry. Cheltenham Town fine. Best match they have since Manchester City on the telly last season. Voices are still a bit raspy. I bet. What a great win for you. And again, I'm looking forward to visiting the Johnny Rock Stadium on Saturday. So we are going to start off with Burton Albion, who again, 2 games, 2 defeats for the Brewers. They played Sheffield Wednesday and Portsmouth, so they are 2 tough games. Wednesday at home, Bryson Sal with the goals, and then went to Portsmouth. And Gaston Ademi did score for the Brewers, by the way. What's so mental about that? Well, he was on loan at Portsmouth in the season. He scored a lot of goals in pre-season. He signed, couldn't hit a barn door, goes to Burton and scores his first goal of League One against Portsmouth at Fratton Park. Again, Burton are one of those sides where they're going to be win 1, draw 1, lose 1. They'll go through games where they don't win 5 in 5, and they'll go through 5 where they only lose 1 in 5. That's the difference between middle table mediocrity and the teams like at the top of the league, like your Sheffield Wednesdays, like your Rotherham, like your Wickham, your Wiggins, your Sunderland, well, maybe not. They tune it out every week. So if you look at the home form, away form, they've lost 8 of their 15 away games. That's where they've been let down this year. Whereas compared to home, they've won 7 of 15. They've only lost 5 at home. 24 points out of 45 at home is a very, very good total. If you're just looking to get 50 points away from home, you're only looking at 15 points. So again, still a good season tally for the Brewers. I do think they'll be more than fine this year. They're pretty much there to safety. Hasselbank has done a great job since going in there. Unlucky with the 2 results, but I'm sure they'll, easily bounce back. Next up, I want to have a look at Charlton. Now, Charlton are a side where 1 week they're up there and 1 week they're down there. Now, if you look at their size, their fan base, they're getting over 20,000 fans a week at the Valley at the moment, which is an unbelievable, attendance. You're looking at your Sheffield Wednesdays, your Sunderlands, for these big attendances. But Charlton are not too far off that. Ipswich are in that conversation as well. Charlton are getting good numbers, and a great result at the Valley against AFC Wimbledon, 3-2 win. Washington, Femerwell, even English getting a goal as well. And then, going away at Bolton, losing 2-1, which is a disappointing result. Chukwuemeka scoring goals again. That's 2 in 5 for that man. He scored 19 in 68 all-time Charlton appearances. He is in his second spell at the football club. But the bigger picture is look where they were when Johnny Jackson came in. Look where they are now. An unbelievable turnaround so far. He picked up 30 points out of 48 available under Johnny Jackson. They've won 9, drawn 3, lost 4. Again, great was, when you look at it, great points tally. It's pretty much what? Just under 2 points a game, is it? That is pretty much playoff form, continue that top 2. I think if you got 88 points in the League One season, you'd probably look to finish. You'd be disappointed not to finish in the top 2. I just think with Rotherham and Wigan, the points they're setting, especially Rotherham at the minute, they've flown ahead their last 5 games. We'll come to them in a minute. At home, they're good. Away from home, they struggled. Washington and Nike and Stockley, if they don't score, I don't see where the goals come from on a regular basis. I know, Burstow, a young lad who did score against Fleetwood early in the month, has gone to Chelsea. So it's an interesting one. I don't know if this is sadistic or not, but I want Derby and Reading to get relegated, and that'll be another 2 big clubs in League One. I love when the big boys it gets packed out. Yes, I would kind of like Derby to stay up, but then I want to play them. But if I'm honest with you, mate, I want to stay up in League One, and what you want is not always what you get. Is a cow producing the milk yet, Ben? Oh, mate, that's saying Doncaster away. I think I turned around with a comment and said, Fleetwood Doncaster was 2 cows moving at the field, not moving, not producing any milk. Believe me, I don't know where I come up from that. I definitely did not nick that off me, mate. You got a video from yesterday? Yes, it is on the channel. Didn't go in a lot of people's sub boxes, so if you've not seen that so far, again, rather going to get over 100 points, we're going to come to them in a minute. But the next team we're going to talk about is Sheffield Wednesday. Yes, one of the biggest clubs in League One, if not the biggest. They are on the groove right now. Again, they've won their last 4 matches in a row. They've kept 4 clean sheets on the row. Going to Burton away is a tough place to go. And playing Wigan at home, one of the best sides in the league, away from home. It's their first away defeat since the opening day of the season, away at Sunderland at 2-1 defeat. Barry Banning's goal was enough. 30 matches so far this season, 14 wins, 9 of those have come at Hillsborough, 5 away from home. They've drawn 10. Again, 4 at home, 6 away. They've only lost once at home, so they are making that place a fortress. If you turn a couple of those draws into wins, you're absolutely flying. And they're over that 50-point marker now, Wednesday. A couple of good games where, you win. If Sheffield Wednesday went win, draw, win, draw, win. As long as you're getting more wins than draws over the season, then that's absolutely fine, really. Even win, draw, you average 2 points a game. That's 92 points. So, a great result for Sheffield Wednesday, showing the toughness. They've beaten some good sides of late, and the clean sheet will benefit them. It's their best runs this season. They'd only got 3 wins in a row. They did get 10 points from their opening 4 games. They've got 12 points from the last 4 as well. Some tough fixtures coming up. Lee Gregory is their top goal scorer, still on 8 goals. I do think they'll need more goal scorers during the season to chip in, but I do think they will have a decent season this year. And I do think if anyone's going to chip into that, I do think it's going to be more likely Sheffield Wednesday than Ipswich right now. But either of those can come in, and I know both fans will probably be in my DMs tonight. Yeah. So the next one, AFC Wimbledon. Yes, we've just spoke about them. Losing to Charlton and maybe losing the way a little bit. Yes, they lost to Rotherham yesterday, but that performance, what I've seen of it so far, that Rotherham were miles above AFC Wimbledon. Physicality, organisation, well drilled, moved the ball better, created better chances, got the ball in the box a lot easier. Every time Wimbledon came forward, I thought Rotherham dealt with it very, very well. When Wimbledon got no win in 11, we're just talking about Cheltenham having no win in 11. What a way to bounce back for them. They have drawn 5 of those games. They've drawn 6 of them, lost 5. 6 points out of a possible 36. It's not great at all. It's just over half a point a game, and that's why they've been dragged into it. That's why they're just above that drop. I do think they have enough in the tank. At home this season, they've won twice. They've only lost 4 times. They've drawn 9 times at home this season. 9 times. Some of those are against Fleetwood, Shrewsbury. Teams at the bottom end of the table that you should have to beat. You have to beat at least, win at least 3 of them. Of those 9, you've got to win 3 or 4 of them. Then they won't be in this position. You'll be 6 points better off with a little bit of a gap. And away from home, they've not been great either. But Wimbledon have got quality in the side. Assel, Rudani, Chislett, who scored at the weekend as well. Ben Hennigan again's been getting goals from the back as well. But for me, AFC Wimbledon, do I think they'll have enough? I do think they will just have enough, in my opinion. Now, here we are, Ipswich Town. They'll be absolutely buzzing. Now, there's a trend going on at Ipswich since McKenna came in. Well, they played 8 games. 1-1, lost. 1-1, lost. They've won the last 2 games. Is a defeat at MK Dons pending on Saturday to keep that trend up where they win 2, lose 1. Win 2, lose 1. Now, I actually had a look at this. If they did that till the end of the season, they'd end on 74 points. Now, 74 points could just be enough to get into the playoffs. I do think it'll be a little bit short. I think you're looking at about 1.6. I look to think 1.67 is the magic number. And I think that's what Wickham got in with when they went down to points per game. But they gave themselves a position to be in that. Rob, I think you're going to need 77 points to be in the playoffs this year. I think there's going to be a couple 77, 78. Then there'll be one on 84 and maybe one on 86. So I do think they'll come a little bit short on that, but very close. They are closing on the playoffs, but we've heard this story before too many times. They have to go and get the business done. They have to go and win games of football. Now, great 2 wins for them. Teams they should beat, but I don't care. 2 great wins, 2 clean sheets. Out of 6 games McKenna's been in so far, they've kept 5 of the wins. Have been, through keeping a clean sheet. Only the 1 win has not been through a clean sheet, but still getting that win done. The worrying thing for Ipswich at the moment, Macaulay Bond's not scoring. 1 goal in 15. I know he's got 12 goals this season. You've got Burns just behind that. On 7 goals. Who, to be fair, average 1 in 15 at Fleetwood a lot of the time. But again, his best goals so far this season. If he can maybe get into double figures, long term. Can Chaplin provide the goals? Can Piggott get a run in? Can Norwood, continue the fine form he's just been through? It's going to be a different one. Lord, why did your accent go Scouse there? The way you said 9 times. 9 times? 9 times? 7,000 fans going to MK Dons. Wow. There's going to be more away fans than there is home fans. Well, to be fair, I think when Fleetwood go, there's more away fans than home fans. Actually, maybe we'll forget that one. Again, so great result for Ipswich, who did play Gillingham, and Gillingham again 2 wins in 3 under Neil Harris. Good couple of wins for the Gills there. But the big things that they've got Morecambe, Plymouth, and Wimbledon coming up. They play Wimbledon at home and they play Morecambe away. Plymouth away is a free hit if you don't get 6 points. I think Gills have to go and get 6 points out of those 6 to stand a chance. It is a good win for them. Again, Oliver scoring. It's his 7th goal of the season in 24 games. He scored 28 and 78. for the Gills. So pretty good, tally, and only losing by 1 to Ipswich so far. They've, shored it up defensively. They conceded 7 the other week, which is embarrassing. They're conceding 2 easy goals. He had 3 away at Wigan, which was, ridiculous. Some of the goals were easy to play against, and for me, that's why they're in this position. But they're bouncing back now. They've just got to go and win games regularly, and I think Neil Harris in League 2 is a joke. So again, we've got a new member. Thank you very much, Kyle. I appreciate that. The Natman perk. Again, all members do help, and all donations and subscribers, go a long, long way. So if you are new to the channel, please remember to like and subscribe. And again, if we can hit 8K today, that would be unreal. Unreal. So get that subscribe button here if you're new. Any family or friends, get them to subscribe. Again, let us know how your team's getting on at the moment. I'll donate you with pints. Oh, can't wait, Jay. Can't wait. MK Dons now again beat Lincoln at the weekend 2-1. Darling and O'Hara scoring. Again, getting goals from different areas at the moment. And Darling actually scored again away at Fleetwood yesterday on an awful pitch, by the way. A very awful pitch. But they won't care about that. They're unbeaten in 4 of the Dons and unbeaten in their last 7 away matches. They've won 5, drawn 2, picking up a total of 17 points out of 24. A great tally for the Dons. Scott Twine had a huge opportunity yesterday to win the game. Not to be. Ipswich and Sunderland up next. If they want to be the best, they've got to beat the best. Sometimes MK Dons this season haven't done that, but I do think they'll have enough this season. And Lincoln, again, they are a very good, very good side at times. Marcus, has come in, has done very well. I think he's on 3 goals so far. Whittaker done well, scored a couple of goals. Again, scored yesterday's home win over the Shrimps. Bramall getting a goal as well. So, the new signings are making an impact. They've only won 4 games at home, Lincoln, this season. All 4 of those home wins have scored when they've scored 2 goals in the game. 2-1 3 times and a 2-0 win over Oxford just recently. Again, Wickham and Doncaster up next at home. If they can go and get 4 points out of those, they'll sit pretty. I do believe Lincoln are much better than that bottom 4 suggests. And I do think they'll be, comfortably above that at the end of the season. Michael Afton is a good manager. And I think they'll end the season on about between 57 and 63 points in that area. I think they'll go on a good little run towards the end of the season. So they've got no end of season panics. But we talk about end of season panics. I do believe Morecambe will take it to the last day. I know they're struggling right now, but I do think they've got enough goals and enough spirit in that side. Now, a 1-1 draw over Bolton doesn't tell you the full story. Now, they were 1-0 up, nearing a deserved victory, then racism in the crowd. Well done to Bolton for the way they dealt with it. They just walked off the pitch, disgusting behaviour. And then they come back on the pitch. Bakayoko, 95th minute, scores the equaliser. Karma hurts. Great result for Bolton, who continue their impressive form. And a 2-1 defeat away at Lincoln. To only get 2 points away, against Accrington, Lincoln, Bolton, these sides are going to cost them eventually. And I say this every week about Fleetwood myself. There is going to be a week where you just don't get away with it. And they are getting away with it at the moment. 1 win in 7 for the Shrimps. They've drawn 3, lost 3. No win in the last 6 away matches. The last one away at the end of November when they beat Fleetwood in the last minute. As well as that, people will probably remind me. As well, Stockton's on 18 goals this season. Adam Phillips is providing goals and assists. And Tumani Diarra got a goal yesterday. Gillingham and Shrewsbury up next, though. Big games. They've not proved the worth lately away at Wimbledon and Accrington. This is where they have to go and pick up. They have to go and pick up 4 points minimum for me. Again, not great to say, but a well-deserved win for the Shrimps on the road. Kudos to the Stags. Cloughie doing a great job. Absolutely. Go on the side. Reece Oates is doing the bit. Ewimps. My team is 5th at the moment from being 23rd. Up the cards. Yep, you know. Next, we're going on to Portsmouth. Again, a great away, a great result yesterday at home to Burton Albion. But they did lose 3-2 to Oxford at the weekend. Again, not the greatest. But one thing you can take out of the last few games, how good Michael Jacobs has been. He's been excellent of late. The last 3 games, he scored 3 goals, got 2 assists. He's been on fire lately. He was, the unwanted man a couple of weeks ago. He's going to Doncaster, back in the side, providing those goals. It's their first win in 7 for the Blues. They've drawn 2 of those, lost 4-1. 1 at home, the 15th. Portsmouth, 15th. 3 years ago, they wouldn't lose a game at Fratton Park. They wouldn't. They'd win every game or they'd draw. Make it tough for teams, an intimidating atmosphere. There wouldn't be a seat left in the Fratton end. What's happened? I saw last night, the atmosphere was absolutely dead. And there was seats galore in that Fratton end. It's not a fortress to go anymore. Charlton a couple of weeks ago was thinking we always win at Fratton Park. How's it gone from that to that in 2 or 3 years? I do think over the next 2 or 3 years they're going to have to rebuild, but in my opinion, they're a while off. Challenging those top 6. Away from home, 11th, not too bad, but that's not too bad if you're winning your home games. Barnsley and Luton 2 or 3 years ago went up. They didn't lose at home, so didn't matter what they do away. They were pretty good away from home, but didn't matter. I think sometimes for the Blues, I think they've just got to look and, maybe just have a look at that squad and rebuild, because they've lost some big characters in that dressing room in the last 18 months. And it happened to Fleetwood as well. We've lost some big characters, and look what's happened. I don't think Portsmouth will go, where Fleetwood are in the bottom 6, but it won't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all. I'm going to get hate for that. Oxford United, they're a team that I just love watching. Yes, I know they lost that to Accrington last night, but a great result. Holland in the 95th minute. What a way to win it. At home, they've won 10 out of 16. They've only lost twice. Again, you got Taylor scoring. You got Brannigan scoring. Away from home, they do need to improve. They only won 5 away from home. But again, they get enough points at home to be, what you get away is an added bonus. Carl Robinson plays fast. Fluent attacking football on the floor, gets it out wide, uses pace, and some of the players he's brought in lately, spot on. A massive game on Monday. Who do you think is going to come out on top? It's huge, mate. Huge, that game. I think Rotherham, but I do think it'll be a draw, if I'm honest with you. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. But Oxford doing really well at the moment. Shrewsbury, they've drawn the last 4 games. So Fleetwood, to be fair. Again, they went a good little spell around Christmas where, they beat Sheffield Wednesday at home, they beat Fleetwood away. They, took on Liverpool, obviously scored the opening goal. Since then, it's been a bit flatter, and they've got dragged back into it. The game on Saturday, I thought was very flat. Like 2 poor sides, they were probably better. They've got some good players. Bowman looks lively. Luke Leahy, Adora up front's a good player as well. So I do think they'll be more than fine this season. They've drawn 5 of the last 6, so they're not like they're on a losing streak. They're still gaining points, and if you gain a point a game, at the moment, you're not going to get dragged into it. You're just going to stay as you were. And it's like you need a couple of threes really to make the impact. Fleetwood again, 3 1-1 draws in a row, 4 draws in a row as well. 4 points against Plymouth, MK, Shrewsbury, Cambridge, not bad. I think I said 5 before these 4. I said a point away, a point at home to Plymouth at the time. I said I think we'll beat one of Shrewsbury or Cambridge, and we'll get a draw in the other one. So 5 points would have been great, but we've got 4. We're a point further on than Morecambe. But the thing is with Fleetwood, they have Ipswich, Portsmouth, Sunderland, Wigan, and Sheffield Wednesday all in a row. I can maybe not see us getting anything more than 2 points, and that is my worry. So for me, under Crane, they've been much better. Under Grayson, the average 0.86 a game. Now we're averaging 1.38 points a game. So, when we are getting there. I think we go to 52 points if we average what we do now. But I don't think that average will continue. I think we've been very fortunate so far. If I'm honest with you, Accrington Stanley, what a result for them yesterday. They are very good at home. Away from home, 1-0. They get a penalty in the 88th minute. A Rotherham fan comes on the pitch, punches the, I think, Pell in the face. Again, a chase off. He takes a penalty, misses it, lose 1-0. Great way to bounce back. At home, they are very, very good. Only the one defeat in 8, 3 wins, 3 draws. That includes beating Rotherham, obviously beating Oxford now. They beat, I think, Bolton lately at home as well. They've got a point at home against Morecambe. Beat Fleetwood 5-1. So again, not too bad. At the Crown Ground, Bishop's up scoring. Hamilton scoring goals, who scored yesterday as well. 11 wins, 7 draws, 12 defeats. That is an unbelievable achievement. By the way, they only had 1,500 in at home last night. On that crowd, on limited resources. What a job Coleman's doing. But the thing is, he won't get mentioned because it's Accrington Stanley. They do it every year. Fair play to him as well. Doing really well. Again, now last few teams now. Sunderland. I don't know where to begin with them. So patchy. This season, at times, I think they've been the best they've been in 5 years by a country mile. Beating Sheffield Wednesday 5-0. Unbelievable. Beating Portsmouth 1-0 at home. Great. Hard fought. Victory. Beating Wigan earlier on in the season. Brilliant. They beat Bolton earlier in the season. Again, great result. They've done it, time and time again. But sometimes, I know this is hard to say, but they're as bad as they were 4 or 5 years ago. They're a mess. 4-1 away at Portsmouth. 2-1 away at Cheltenham. 2-0 up with 20 to go at Fleetwood, draw 2-2. Losing to Sheffield Wednesday 3-0. Losing to Bolton 6-0 away from home. 1 minute they can be like that, 1 minute like that. And that's why they're nowhere near Wigan. They're nowhere near Rotherham. I don't think they're even at the moment near a Wickham who are organised. You wouldn't see Wickham concede 6. You won't concede MK Dons conceding 6. I don't. Oxford are a bit, we'll score more than you, jump us the goalpost type of thing, but they won't concede 6. That's what I mean. Sunderland have the potential to be the best side in League One, and at times they are, but it's literally like that little bit causing them down. It really is. He's basically like a star pupil at school. He's very good, but he likes to laugh and a joke with his friends. And, eventually, that last laugh, can cause you trouble. And that's what I mean for Sunderland at the moment. They've gone into games lately with, we're Sunderland Football Club again. Well, under Johnson, I'll give Lee Johnson one thing. They never had that mentality under them. They went into every game going, it's an equal footing, we're going to come to win. They went to that Doncaster home game. Jermaine Defoe signed, Matete signed. We're all buzzing. There's 40,000 fans here. Forgetting who they're playing. Doncaster. If I was Doncaster on Saturday, I'd been loving that. This is why I used to love go there with Barton, because he always used to give Joey the stick, and the stick would be there on him, and he'd take it for the rest of the team, and they'd forget about the game, and they'd forget about what Fleetwood are doing, and that's why we I don't think we ever lost under Joey against Sunderland. That's why. And Doncaster, fair play to them, 2-1 win. Back-to-back away victories. They've only beaten Doncaster and MK Dons are in the playoff. Sunderland and MK Dons are in the playoff. So, but then they go and lose to Ipswich. So, let's be honest with you. Doncaster's season this year, if it was a pack of Starburst or Skittles, unbelievable. So many red, a bit of orange now and again. And the odd green, we don't really want that. But Doncaster season again, they've got better. Since the January rivals, I must admit, they've got better and they've strengthened. But I do think it's a little bit too late. They're performing better. I know they lost 5-0 to Rotherham, but in games, they are a lot more games and giving themselves an opportunity to win. But they're still don't have that cutting edge. They don't have that quality to finish. And when you play teams like Ipswich, teams like Rotherham, if they have one chance, they're going to take it. And that is the reason why. I think we've done every team. Let me know if I've missed any team out. Again, Bolton Wanderers, again, we came to them before. great, couple of weeks for them. 5 wins, 1 draw. They've got pretty much as many points as they did in the previous 17 games. 16 from last 5, 17 from the previous 16. They've improved that away form as well. They've won the last 4 home games. James Trafford in goal has been excellent. Charles has been scoring goals again. They've got Dempsey playing, so they've just added to the strength of the squad. I think Marlon Foss has been outstanding, by the way. I think he's probably been one of their best players since arriving. So, great couple of weeks for Ian Everett's side, and that's just the one going. Give a manager time, he'll eventually come through it, but he'll come out soon in a couple of weeks saying they're the best football side in the division, and it'll all go to Pan again. Thoughts on Sheffield Wednesday? Again, great couple of weeks for them. Plymouth Argyle again, another one. We said we'd come to. Good couple of weeks for them. 4-1 victory away at Crewe last night. Again, Crewe are just struggling at the moment. I think that the amount of mistakes they make, and to concede 4 at home is ugly, and the goals that Plymouth score are basic at times. Good following for them on a Tuesday night. Ryan Hardy scores goals after goals. You've got Jeff scoring goals again. I think Garrick's been outstanding lately as well. So, great win for them. 4 goals away from home. Again, they were excellent in the FA Cup. That's not distracted them. That's given them a kick up the bum, and they've gone right again, and gone and shown everyone this is not just a Ryan Lowe thing. Wickham again played Shrewsbury again last night. Good point for them on the board. They keep getting these points. I just think, again, get on that couple of good, winning streaks. I do think Wickham at the end of the season will be in the playoffs. I do think they've got enough quality. Get more goals. I do sometimes think they're very heavily relying on a Sam Vokes. They've not got that 20-goal season striker. But, again, very, very good side. Thoughts on Sheffield Wednesday game on Sunday. Tough game. I think it'll be a draw, though. Bottom one, just 14 fans just been given banning orders. The minority are disgraced over 100 and roached the pitch at the Mazuma. Wow. Fair play. I'm not one for that. I think, last minute, draw level, those circumstances. If you've not hurt anyone, I know rules are rules, but sometimes I think with football. Right. We are 7 subscribers away, guys. 7 subscribers away from 8,000. Now, I think it'd be Limerick we can get 8K on this stream. If you could help us out, that'd be unreal. We're going to go through the league table now. And again, because the League One's table just changes all the time. If you look at it, I don't think it's really changed at the top and the bottom lately, because there's not a team on a run yet. There's a couple of teams on bad runs. And teams like, Rotherham. Rotherham have won the last 5 games. Not conceded a goal, because scored 10. Since losing to Fleetwood and Accrington, this is what I mean. When I go bounce back ability, you don't have to win every week. It's how you react to disappointment. And Wigan this season pretty much have been really good for it. They've been poor on Tuesday nights. That's what's let them down. But Rotherham, playing teams in Lancashire away from home has been their downfall this year, you could say. But they've always bounced back from it. And I think that, fair play. If they can keep that up, rather than just keep clean sheet meisters, They remind me of Coventry a few years ago when they went up. They're not entertainers. They score loads of goals, right? But they don't play the sexy football that Wigan may play. They don't have maybe the ability of the Wigan players, but they have a strength. They have mental toughness. They have, a manager in there who's been there a long time. They have a good group who fight for each other. The dogs, they're animals. They don't give in. And they have got the best striker in League One. In my opinion, Cole Stockton is up there with Michael Smith, but Michael Smith back to goal, holds the ball up, scores goals, assists goals, and again, an unbelievable player. I really hope I can make the trip to Highbury next season. I've always wanted. I really can't see us staying up at this point. I really like Fleetwood. Barnsley fan, up the Tigers. I've always enjoyed me interactions with Barnsley, and I've always loved Barnsley away. So hopefully that. Sorry to say, I'd love to see you come down, and love to see talk about Barnsley again on the channel. This time last year we were doing playoff streams, talk about Barnsley potentially going back up to the Premier League. Just subbed. Love that. We've never hit a milestone on the stream, by the way. So, I never thought we'd hit 8K, by the way. I'll tell you a story. The beginning of lockdown, I was tempted to pack it in at the end of the season. I said, I'll do another season of stream and see how it goes. And it kicked on, and I've just loved doing these streams that I'm in this position where I am now, thanks to you guys. So, thank you very much. We are 6 subscribers away from 8,000, which is, unbelievable. So thank you very much. Again, Bolton fans tip the disabled Morecambe fans out of his wheelchair after that game. No, that's awful. That is vile. Like, done that, banning for life. End of. Sorry to hear that, mate. Barnsley will get automatic promoted. Barnsley, knocking my glasses off here. Barnsley always go up, and then they always used to come down. Like, it's like the Norwich and the Fulham. It's like Barnsley and Rotherham used to just, replace each other, didn't they? You to me. Cracking YouTuber. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, Rotherham won 5 games in a row. They're now 9 points above Wigan. Wigan have 3 games in hand. Pressure's on. When Wigan have not won in 3, they've just gone about it and won game after game. They're on 65 points, Rotherham United. 20 wins out of 30. They've won 66.6% of their games. They've only lost 5, drawn 5. They scored 55 goals. Compared to, Sunderland have scored that many. You know the difference between those two sides? Sunderland have conceded 25 more goals. 25. This is why they've not gone up. This is why Rotherham always go up. And Sunderland go, how's Rotherham gone up? We should do it like Rotherham. Well, Rotherham have, good organisation. They have good defenders. They play the right way. They play the system to suit them. They don't change it up if they lose 2 or 3 games. Paul Warne's a good manager. They give him time. Great manager. Fair play to him. MK Dons, I do think it's going to be playoffs at them now. I do think, I know that you've got 13 points out the last, 10 points out the last 4 games. I do think those top 2 will lead it. And then Sunderland are 2 points behind Wigan, but played 4 games more. Now, can I be honest with you? I can't really see any other team getting into the top 2. Now, I got stick the other week for saying Rotherham are going to win the league. Well, they are. They are going to win the league. Because, for me, they've only got 15 games to go. Wigan have to produce over 19 games. Rotherham got 15, 16 games to go. Wigan have to produce over 19 games, and they're still in the Papa John's Trophy, by the way. I know they're out the Emirates FA Cup, but Oxford are the same again. I think they'll just be happy with getting in the playoffs. But you look at it, even Bolton now are closing the gap. I think it's a bit too late. Ipswich, 47. 12 points out of the last 15. Plymouth, 50 points. They're 3 points off. They're on a good run lately. 7 points out of the last 9. Still outside. Yes, I know games in hand. And games in hand would put them in there, on goal difference. Sheffield Wednesday have closed the gap. They've done really well lately. Won 4 in a row. And they're on 52 points. If I'm honest with you, I think Rotherham and Wigan are done. I think MK Dons, Sunderland, Ox. Something, it's so hard to call because how can you go against... if a team wasn't to get into the playoffs, I think it could be Wycombe, if I'm honest with you. I think Sunderland will have enough, just have enough. And I mean scrape in. If anyone's going to get in, I think it's going to be Sheffield Wednesday. Just because defensively they've conceded 32 goals. Compared to Ipswich, I know they've only conceded 38, 6 more. But I just think that Ipswich lose a lot more games compared to Sheffield Wednesday, but they'll draw Sheffield Wednesday if they don't win a lot of the time as well. So, and that could be the difference. It really could. I know there's not much separating in the league, and there's only 5 points. And Ipswich will play one more game. You've got to remember, if Wednesday can just win that one game, I think they could. I reckon 77, 78 points. And I think you've got a league now. We spoke to Jake a couple of weeks ago. We said Burton, I think we said Burton, Accrington, Charlton, are all in a league of their own. I think you can now have Bolton Wanderers. I think you can have Portsmouth. I think you can add Accrington, Charlton, Burton into that list that I don't think will do anything. Now, I think they're more than fine to stay up. I do think from Cambridge United down, you're on 37 points after 30. I know they're not winning 3, 1 point out of those last 3. And I know they're 8 points above. But believe me, Plymouth thought that a few years ago. They ended up finishing the bottom 4 on the last day. Cheltenham again got a great result last week, 36. But again, it could only have been 4 points. 3 points changes everything. You go from 7 to 4. I remember when Fleetwood got 4 points above Morecambe, and you think, we're all right. Tuesday after, they win the game, and we lose the 1 point behind us, and you're thinking, we've got to go again. I do think Lincoln, Cheltenham, and Cambridge will be fine, by the way. I do think they're still in that dogfight at the moment. Shrewsbury, again, I do think they've got enough organisation. They don't lose, compared to your Morecambes, your Gills, your Doncasters, your Crews. And then Fleetwood. I do think that bottom 6 will be the bottom 6 at the end of the season, and it will go down to the last 2 or 3 games. Now, we spoke about Morecambe having those, winnable games against Gillingham, but that can go one way. Now, if Gillingham win that game, 28 points, it brings them just 1 behind Morecambe. If results go the way against Wimbledon, just 2 behind Wimbledon, by the way, and then they just go 4 behind Fleetwood. So again, you think there's another team there that are in touching distance, and it's pressure. But that's what there's been none of, by the way. That's why I think Fleetwood, Wimbledon, Shrewsbury, Lincoln, those teams at the bottom have been very lucky that how bad Gillingham, Crewe, and Doncaster have been. They've got the odd win now and again lately, but not enough to catch up. Like 8 points between Doncaster and Crewe, and they've improved of late. You know what I mean? Like Doncaster got 6 points in the last 5. Still not enough. Doncaster want to stay up before the end of the season. They're going to need about 27 points, 28 points from a maximum of 45. Can you really go and see him getting 2 points a game? So for me, Gillingham winning that game last night changes everything. I do think they won't. I don't think they'll get 24 points, but 24 points from 15, 45. It's possible, but I do think it's going to be between Morecambe, Wimbledon, and Fleet for that last spot. Now, Morecambe plays Sunderland on the last day. Now, Sunderland could always be in the playoffs. And Sunderland always, when they're in the playoffs, they always fall a little bit, maybe they switch off a tad. They've been a victim to that in the last few years. So, come on, lads. Point your finger out. You've got to help us out. Fleet will go to Bolton, who I thought Bolton would be in a bit of a relegation fight. Again, since that Wickham game, they've got 16 points. Without that, they'd be, in the bottom 4 now. So, again, good couple of wins for them. Let me know, guys, who's going down? Because if you look at the last few games, last 5 games, Donny 6, Crewe 1, Gills 8. Great return. Morecambe 5. Wimbledon 2. Fleetwood 4. Shrewsbury 4. Lincoln 6. If you look at it, there's no real one that's on a guy that's pushing the way out with it. When I'll say something from Cambridge down was why I think they'll stay up. Cambridge don't concede many goals, score pretty much as many as they concede as well. 9 wins, 10 draws, 11 defeats isn't relegation form at all. They've got games in hand. Cheltenham organised defensively. They went through a bad patch of conceding goals. Cambridge, at home, rectified that. And if you look at it, they've only lost 1 in the last 5 games as well. 6 points is not a bad return. Lincoln, they've got a goal scoring John Marquis now. He'll go and score. That reminds me when Fleetwood brought in Paddy Madden when he was struggling under EVREY. He'll go and score 7 or 8 goals, keep them up, and then take them to bigger and better things next season. Shrewsbury, I like Cottrell too much, and I think they've got enough goals in Bowman and Adair up front. They both look very lively. Fleetwood, Paddy Lane, Wimbledon, that 3 behind the striker are very good. I don't think they've got a good enough centre forward. Now, that is my worry for them. They've lost Palmer, who was a big player for them. You know, not just goal scoring wise. I know they've got a nice fee. I don't think they're good enough up front. I know they've got goals from Rudani, Chisler, you know, Essel, those types of players. You know, McCormick, Morecambe, Cole Stockton, Adam Phillips. You know, never been relegated in the history. You know, Morecambe. You know, they can go and put wallpapers, what everyone's saying about them. You know, and I think they've got some favourable fixtures, you know, next few games that could get them out. Neil House is a good manager and they could get a bounce. They're only 5 points, you know, adrift now as well. So, Crew and Donny, gone. For me, gone. But Fleetwood, if Paddy Lane gets injured, we could be in the doodah. Fleetwood's pitch, by the way, at the moment is unbelievable. It is horrific. You can't play football on that. And yesterday it came to our rescue because Twine rounded the goalkeeper and should have scored, really. But I can't see Fleetwood digging out points on that. I really can't. We had to take one of our brightest players off in Shaden Morris because how bad the pitch is. You can't do what Shaden wants to do. So it's one of those. I do think Morecambe, Wimbledon, Fleetwood are the other one for those. I do think Gills will go just. It could even be two of Fleetwood, Wimbledon, Morecambe and Gills. It really could. Surprised Waitsful Wes didn't score last night. He seems to like last-minute goals at the chemo. Don't remind me. Hi, Billy. Hiya, mate. Good to see you in here, mate. Hope you're well, mate. Alex, keep your comments coming. So we'll go for a Q&A, guys. So if you want to get your comments in for the last 10 or 12 minutes of the show, get them in. If you could like the stream, on 33 likes, let's get it to 50 likes. It costs nothing to do so. So if you could help me out, that would be massively appreciated. You know, it goes, you know, a long, long way. And we're still just 6 subscribers away. There's 50 of you, 55 of you in here now, sorry. If you've not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. And also get the notification bell on if you've never seen if you've been lucky enough not to see my face so far. Hopefully we'll survive, Ben. I think Gillingham and Douglas from Morecambe are the most likely to drop, although Morecambe have a goal scorer who is class. Is that 4th spot that is the worry? For me, you should be ashamed. Billy Wright, don't come in me. I have said to Bibby, our support liaison officer, I've spoken to people at the football club and I've questioned why aren't you giving like Wigan, Bolton, you know, Sunderland, 1,400. I'm not being funny. Acton get laughed at for selling the ground out, right? But they make money from it and they can bring players in from it. And that's how they can survive off it. Do that and sell players. Similar club to Fleetwood, similar attendances to Fleetwood, similar prices to Fleetwood, you know, similar football club to Fleetwood. Football teams, not quite similar at the moment. But for me, go and give you 1,400. You know, if you think about it, you make 300 more tickets, you know, say an average of 15 quid a ticket because you buy kids' tickets as OAP. You know, you're going to make, what, £45,000? I think Darts has done more for my maths than my maths teacher ever did. And then you're going to buy a couple of those 300 will come into the gym's bar, will come into and buy food and drink. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So for me, I think it's ridiculous. I think Fleetwood could have made another 55 grand off that, personally. I know you've got to pay for police and security, and I get that. But that doesn't cost that amount of money. And I do agree. I do feel you're paying. I think because Fleetwood have sold season tickets to a couple of people in there. I mean, there's about 10 people who've got season tickets in there. Like, you know, I know not a lot of the time, but for me, we should have beaten MK Dons, done Stories, one of the best centre backs in League One. I think so. If anyone's going to break in, I think it'll be you for Wickham. You know, you're on a good run right now, so you know, who knows? It's not what you do as a club; it's how you do it. Jack, I'm not questioning it. You know, people can laugh at it. I think Fleetwood should do the same. I think Fleetwood should give out more away tickets because, you know, you can you can make a living off it, really. You know, fair play for Accrington for doing it. You know, it gets more people in your ground, more people in your fan zone. You know, for me, why not? Because let's have a look. Right, let's have a look at the League One table. Who would sell out at Fleetwood? Rotherham sold out. Wigan sold out. Sunderland sold out. Wednesday will sell out. Ipswich will sell out. Bolton sold out. Portsmouth sold out. Morecambe sold out. You know, that's what, 8 teams out of 23 will bring in extra revenue. And we said 50 grand a game. That's 400 grand. 400 grand. That's halfway through it for a new pitch. Or in my book, that's halfway through a new centre half, please. NCL is giving me heart attacks at the moment. So, yeah, I don't mind Toto, but he's a little bit blood rushed. That's all I'll say. I think they're going up. Subscribe, people. 5 away. We are 5 subscribers away. Go on the cards. Any good parking spaces at Fleetwood? Yes, there's loads around the streets near Fleetwood. And Ipswich fans, by the way, get in Jim's bar before the game. I go in there every home game from 12 o'clock. It's unbelievable. You know, £2 a beer. You know, music. Probably the best place near the ground for me. So I'd get in there as well. I think they'll be the top 3 in League One. Will be automatic promotion. Ooh, big shout. So you think, big shout, the MK Dons? I'm not convinced. I think they're all right, but I think there's better. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I really don't know. It's how you go into the playoffs. I know. We already sold out. It sold out at our place. Ipswich taking 7,500 to MK Dons. It's unbelievable, isn't it? You know, that football club, you know, massive. Not quite as big as Fleetwood, though. I'm only joking. Some people actually believe I said that, by the way. I once said that about Fleetwood compared to Sunderland. Oh, my God. The Twitter DMs that night were a bit shaky. Morecambe sold out. Yeah, I said that. Actually, technically, there was, you know, 20 spaces left. No, I'm only joking. £2 a beer is ace, to be honest. It's yeah, it gets people in, you know, and you know, thing is, that's what I like about our owner. Unbelievable. Paddy Lane's got to be our best signing this season. Paddy Lane's our best signing in the last 5 years, in my opinion. Who else levels him? Ash Hunter, where did he come from? And then you've got core signings like Cairns, Burns, Ash Easton, Louis Coyle, Danny Andrew, you know, Paddy Madden, Chet Evans, those types of players. I'd probably go that, you know, those 7 or 8 are good core signings. But Paddy Lane, we got him on a new deal. We only give him an extra year. I think he runs to 2024. I think Tony will, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, 2024. I don't know if we hold an option for next year. I think we do. I'm not sure. But we are, you know, we are getting these players on long-term deals now. 3 subscribers away, by the way, guys. It's creeping up. Like Fleetwood are, but Fleetwood are creeping down to the relegation zone. Mittetti started for us last night, Ben. How did he do, by the way? Hopefully, you know, awful, and you want to send him back. How many Fleetwood fans will come to Sunderland? Well, I'm going. I've already got the tickets from the other game. I reckon about 150, 200. How's NCR? Well, at the moment, all right, my hair, I'm trying to get, you know, keep going with my skin phase every 2 or 3 weeks. Well, I'm not needing to do that because I'm ripping all my hair out watching him anyway. He's a good player and he's a good defender and he's a good League One defender. But for me, I think he'll like commit out of position and then that'll leave us vulnerable at the back. Leave us so if he played in a back 3, by the way, which he did on Saturday, and he got hooked. Oh my God! Like we'd be left with 2 centre halves and wing backs like up there. Thank God for Tom Clark at the moment. Like he's a good centre half, but he gets out of position, core, and he like on the ball. It's just like I don't know what it is. Like he looks like he's going to fall over, like or he could trip or over his own feet. Like he's like And you pick your school team, it'd be your last one to pick because you'd be like, ooh, can you go in goal for us? Like one of those. But just don't pass back to keeps, lads. How's Johnson so far? I love him. I love Callum Johnson. What a bloke, by the way. Follows me on Instagram and Twitter, by the way, Callum Johnson. What a man. Good crossover ball, and he's very good at getting in key positions and knowing where to be. Defensively, I think he's good. He's better in a back four than he was under Grayson. I think he's shored himself up. He's consistent, plays 90 minutes a game. I'm still unsure how he's not getting a game, but I think Romero's a very good right back. So, I knew he was quality. You don't get 200 games in League One for Accrington Stanley and for Portsmouth if you're not a good player. If you just have to get results at MK Dons, I agree. And we always win 25. Yeah, I said that in the previous stream. You've won 2, lost. Won 2, lost. What's next? Thoughts on Bolton recently? Unbelievable. How you can go from getting 17 points out of 16 to 16 out of 5 games is unbelievable. Everett's got his resources in. You gave him time. That's what you get for giving a manager time. And I said this about Ainsworth, and I said this about a lot of other managers early in this season as well. What our last 5 minutes, guys? Going to ask anything else? What do you think of Sheffield Wednesday? I like Sheffield Wednesday. Good fan base. I've experienced the home atmosphere as well. What do you think a Sunderland manager will be? Keane, but my other 2, Alex Neil, I think will be, or Grant McCann, or Rob Edwards. One of those 4 for me. Absolutely sick of Sunderland now. Oh, I know. Football, eh? McAdam was excellent when he came on last night, by the way. He actually had a go. I thought Fleetwood midfield players yesterday were all very good. All stood up and be counted. Biggins I thought was excellent. I thought Dan Batty had his best game in a Fleetwood shirt yesterday. And I thought McAdam was decent when he came on. Do you think John Sheridan will keep Oldham up? Honestly, by the way, I'll be honest with you here. Probably shouldn't say this on a live stream. I've added Oldham onto my notifications that I want to keep a team hold of because I love John Sheridan. A couple of years ago, he invited me to the training ground to interview him, and he interviewed Ash Hunter at the time as well. And obviously, he invited me on the team bus and for breakfast with the players, and he was unbelievable with me. Kept Fleetwood up. Yeah, I know it was a very good squad that EVREY left, but he did a very good job. Then got obviously criticised by Joey Barton. Who did he go and beat yesterday? Joey Barton. It's no shock. He's very good short-term manager. He'll go in and basically go, reward the lads with, go to the pub or, old-fashioned stuff that older managers would do. Why they were so successful. Make players believe in themselves, get a good strength. You see Oldham 2 weeks ago, they're telling the players to, what, get off the pitch, get out of my club, stuff like that. Now, 5,500 on a Tuesday night, booming atmosphere, unbelievable. So John Sheridan approach, 3 games, 2 clean sheets, 7 points, just outside the relegation zone. I think they'll do it. I really do, and I really hope they do it. The John Sheridan, what a man. Oldham are a good football club. That I do miss me away days away at Oldham. They're another one that used to always sell out. Paddy Lane on the contract till 2024. No bids over 1.5 million only. Not sure we have a 12-month option, which could mean we could go early. Mistake is true. Yeah, that's one thing you have to do. You have to get that little extension clause in. 12 months. It's an extra year. But Fleetwood triggered it with Burns. We got a nice little fee. Believe me. We also got a fee for Matete by doing that. That's what Fleetwood have been. Fleetwood probably lost $1 million, maybe $1.5 million in player fees. Ball, McLaughlin, some of these players lately that have, not done it. Come on, guys, if you've not subscribed, by the way, you know what to do. There's 63 of you. Just 3 away now, 3 away. Would you give the job to training permanently? Ask me again in 15 games. At the moment, no. For me. I think he's done a very good job of what he's worked with, but if we have different aims next year, I don't think so. But he's done very well so far. And if he keeps us up, it'd be a different matter. And that, I appreciate all the support, guys. Where would you see Shrewsbury in 10 years? Top half of League One. What's the rivalry with Fleetwood and Blackpool like? Well, Blackpool hate Fleetwood and despise Fleetwood, and Fleetwood don't see it as a derby. No, it's the other way around, really, apparently. But you know, fair play to Fleetwood, had decent support after Ipswich for a lot after a Linus journey. Yeah, exactly. I love my away day at Ipswich. Finished work at 12:30. Up at 4 on the coach at 6:30. Absolutely adore that man myself. Brought the buzz back to the club and made us believe again. Oh, I love him. I absolutely love him. I think he's unbelievable for me. Great show again, Ben. Please subscribe, Ben. Most knowledgeable in terms of League One. I really appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much. Where do you see mid-table in the Championship? I really do believe. I think Paul Warren is coming to the end of his Rotherham career. I think maybe 18 months, maybe 2.5 years, you pass it on to someone else, and then you go, I've left you in. I've left this football club. They were 24, awful players didn't want to be here. I've got the club back. Championship, mid-table, you go and do the rest. That's how I'd end it. Well, I'm going to end today's stream here. Thank you so much for watching as well. I do appreciate everyone's support. We've got 65 of you in on a Wednesday night again. So thank you so much for all the comments. Thank you, James. Thanks, Tiny. Thanks, Daniel. Rather in the Prem. Tell you what, maybe one day I'll Football Manager more like some. But again, enjoy today's stream. I always do. Enjoy doing my League One live streams. I do hope you enjoy them. Sometimes it is difficult, I'll be honest with you, to do them on a Monday night. If not, we'll do it on a Wednesday. There'll always be a League One show, I promise you that. Now, we are just 2 subscribers away from 8,000 subscribers, which is an unbelievable amount. So thank you so, so much. I never thought in a million years I'd hit 8K on YouTube. And, well, I've not hit it yet, but I just can't thank you enough. Everyone who watches, everyone who subscribes, like, that's why I do it. That's why I do it, honestly. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't make money from it. Everything, money I earn from it goes back into supporting the channel. Goes back to, getting people on the channel or, buying microphones or buying stuff. So, it's not about the money for me. And it's just about the enjoyment. Talking about League One, I talk about it on here because I don't want to go and bore other people if I didn't talk about League One. So I could talk to myself. Sometimes it's weird how you're on the stream, you're talking to yourself, but you don't feel like you're talking to yourself. The Champions League winners. Again, how's Edmonton doing, by the way, Dan? Just to let me know. But again, good stream, guys. Thank you so, so much. Again, we're off to Cheltenham on Saturday. New ground for me. And looking forward to it. The Johnny Rock team, I think it's 52 or 53 out of the 92. Let us know how many you've done before you go in the comments down below. By the way, who's going to be the 8,000th subscriber? We're one away. We can't leave it like this. I'm like an excited child at a Fleetwood game. I'm like an excited child at the Fleetwood game that's been told the referee's just blown his full-time whistle. I'm like one of those at the moment. Never been to Highbury before. Been to Cheltenham though. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. 6:30 set off. And so 6:30 set off from I think mine. Coach about 7:30. 8 o'clock. Be there for about 12:30. Enjoy the day. Hopefully win. Get 3 points on the board. Again, that's all that matters now. I do think next week I'll let you know on the showtime. It's always work and university commitments. It changes all the time. It is a weird one. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, FTFC Nappers. That's why I always put it on there. I always put that on there first. So you never know. Cheltenham, Sheffield Wednesday in 10 years. I think maybe closing on the playoffs in the Championship. So who knows? Hey? But we are going to end it here. We'll have a little subscribe because I genuinely have not looked at it since I was one away. I definitely promise you that. We are on. Would you like to work with me? No. Still on the same, I think. Does it work? No. Anyway, thanks very much, guys, for watching today's stream. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for all the subscribers that have been gained today. Thanks to everyone who's liked, subscribed, commented. Again, off to Cheltenham on Saturday. Expect a match day vlog. How often do I live stream? I live stream at least once a week on League One. There'll always be a League One live stream. If I can't do a Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, there'll always be a stream because with work, my rota changes. And by the way, in the summer, what we're going to do loads of end of the season videos and loads of streams. We'll do playoff streams. Hopefully go to a couple of playoff games if we can. But again, loads of end of season content, and we'll have like maybe when pre-season starts, that type of thing. But thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate everyone who has commented, liked, subscribed. We've said it loads of times. All the best to your side on Saturday. Have we hit it? Right. Because it keeps saying, it says 8K on YouTube Studio, but it's not saying 8K on the dashboard. Right. Come on. It's messing with me here. It's messing with me. It's, tell you what, emotional damage here. It's like I'm watching a Fleetwood game again. I don't have to do that for another 64 hours. Are we actually at 8K? 8K, go on the cards. Thank you very much. Thanks so much, guys. Up the cards. 8K. What grounds could that fill? I'm going to do that later on. Thank you so much, everyone who's liked, comment, subscribe. This is just the start. On the road to 10K by the end of the year. Where everyone's got a dream. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later. Go on the cards.